Meera ma'am, we can start, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Maria, you can start now. Switch on the camera, Maria.
Good afternoon, respected principal, judges, parents, teachers, and my dear friends. A very warm welcome to you all to the Junior English Recitation Competition, which is conducted as a part of CC Activities 2021. We have with us an eminent panel of judges who are here to assess the performance of our participants. We have with us Ms. Tina Thomas. Ma'am is the English coordinator at Ambassador School, Sharjah, with 13 years teaching experience in UAE. A seasoned host for all school events and functions, spearheaded the after school program, and has been a judge at various literary competitions across the schools in UAE. Ma'am believes that to teach is to touch, alive forever. Welcome, ma'am. We have Ms. Subbalakshmi J. ma'am with us. Ma'am worked in Eminence Public School and Kendriya Vidyalaya, Kerala. Ma'am is currently working in Indian School, Ibra. Welcome, ma'am. Miss Marina Goss is a teacher at Ambassador School, Sharjah, and brought up in Kolkata, India. She has been teaching English for 7 years. As an avid reader and seeker of knowledge, she has written for The Herald. Besides this, she has previously been a judge at various debate and poetry recitation competitions. Presently, Miss Marina ma'am is in the charge of the public speaking club in her school. Welcome, ma'am. A hearty welcome to you all. All of you are cordially invited to witness the event on this virtual platform. Now, may I request my friend Jisna Jason to brief the rules of this competition.
Thank you, Maria. We will now start the English recitation for the junior group. Let me brief the rules and judgment criteria of the event. There will be 5 participants from each house, minimum 2 from a class. The participant can choose a poem of his or her choice. The participant should recite the poem with title and the poet's name. Participants should recite any poetry written by poets of British, American, or Indian origin. Translations are not allowed, and the language of the poem should be decent and appropriate for the school audience. The order of performance was decided by drawing lots. The competitors were recommended to avoid physical dramatization. Judgment criteria: confidence, clarity, pronunciation, intonation, and overall performance. The participants are expected to keep the video camera turned on. Let's start the competition. Let me call the first participant, chess number 1.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. Today I'm going to recite an inspirational poem. The title of my poem is Don't Quit by John Greenleaf Whittier. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and its turns, as every one of us sometimes learns, and many a failure turns about when they might have won had they stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often the goal is nearer than it seems to a faint and faltering man. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late when the night came down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when giving your hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you must not quit. Thank you.
Next, we have chess number 2.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. The title of my poem is Don't Let No One Steal Your Dream. It has been composed by Paul Coetzee. It is an inspirational poem about believing in yourself. Let no one steal your dreams. Let no one tear apart the burning of ambition that fires the drive inside your heart. Let no one tell you that you can't. Let no one hold you back. Let no one tell you that you won't. Let no one steal your dreams. Set your sights and keep them fixed. Set your sights on high. Let no one steal your dreams. Your only limit is the sky. Let no one steal your dreams. Follow your heart, follow your soul. For only when you follow them will you feel truly whole. Let no one steal your dreams. Set your sights and keep them fixed. Set your sights on high. No one steal your dreams. Your only limit is the sky. Thank you.
Next, we have chess number 3.
Good noon to all of you. Today I'm here, my dear friends and dear judges. Today I'm going to speak the poem Beauty. Beauty. Beauty is seen in the sunlight, the trees, the birds, corn growing, or people dancing for their harvest. Beauty is heard in the night while singing, rain falling, anything is honest. Beauty is in yourself, good deeds and happy thoughts that repeat themselves in your dreams, in your work, and even in your other lives. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Next, we have chess number 4.
Am I audible? Good afternoon, and all gathered here. Today I am going to recite a poem, The Night of the Scorpion by Nissim Ezekiel. Nissim Ezekiel was a very well-known Indian Jewish poet, actor, playwright, and a critic. He has a very rich understanding of Indian societies and human relationships, as is evident in this classic poem. The poem depicts the selfless love of a mother who was stung by a scorpion. So, Night of the Scorpion by Nissim Ezekiel. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Parting with his poison, flash of diabolic tail in the dark room, he risked the rain again. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. With candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud-baked walls, they searched for him. He was not found. They clicked their tongues with every movement that the scorpion made. His poison moved in mother's blood, they said. May he sit still, they said. May the sins of your previous birth be burnt away tonight, they said. May your suffering decrease the misfortunes of your next.
Chess number 4. You are there?
Yes, ma'am.
What
Ma'am,
happened?
shall I start again? Take it one minute, ma'am.
Yes,
This
yes.
balance. Bandwidth is low. Yeah.
Okay, I'll start again.
Yeah, start again, student.
Good afternoon, judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today I'm going to recite a poem, The Night of Scorpion by Nissim Ezekiel. Nissim Ezekiel was a very well-known Indian Jewish poet, actor, playwright, and a critic. He had a very rich understanding of Indian societies and human relationships, as is evident in this classic poem. The poem depicts the selfless love of a mother who was stung by a scorpion. So, Night of the Scorpion by Nissim Ezekiel. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Parting with his poison, flash of diabolic tail in a dark room, he risked the rain again. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. With candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud brick walls. They searched for him. He was not found. They clicked their tongues with every movement that the scorpion made. His poison moved in mothers, they said. May he sit still, they said. May the sins of your previous birth be burnt away tonight, they said. May you suffer the pleasing misfortunes of your neckers, they said. May the sum of all evil balanced against the sum of good become diminished by your pain, they said. May this poison purify your flesh of desire and your spirit of ambition, they said. And they sat on the floor with my mother in the center. The peace of understanding on each face, more candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. Mother twisted through and through, groaning on the mat. My father, skeptic rationalist, trying every curse and blessing, powder, mixture, herb, hybrid. He even poured a little paraffin upon the written toe and took a match to it. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. My mother only said, "Thank God this scorpion picked on me and sad my children." Thank you.
Here comes chess number 5.
A warm greetings to one and all present here. Today, I'm going to recite a poem named F by Rudyard Kipling. This is a very inspirational poem which has changed the life of many. Now, let's move to the poem. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good, not talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or vast things you gave your life to, broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toes and lows, and start again at your beginning and never breathe a word about your lows. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lost the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
Here comes chess number 6.
Matters not week to week to get results or roses by Edgar Albert Guest. Greetings to everyone present here. As the quote at the starting says, we shouldn't quit our goals, no matter what they are. Edgar Albert Guest was a British-born American poet. He was born in the year 1881 in Birmingham, England. He passed away 1877. He came to be known as the people's poet. His poetry was really inspiring. His poetry often had an optimistic view for everyday life. So here I am with a poem by Edgar Albert Guest named Don't Quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many a fellow turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up though, the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late when the night came down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And when you never can tell how close you are, it may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem
Nisa, yours is over, I think.
Sir, she had network issues.
Okay, then
Ma'am,
we'll
should I
call
say it again?
next test number.
Yeah. Next test number.
Next, we have chess number 7.
Greetings to respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today I am here to recite a beautiful poem full of optimistic view on life. The title of my poem is Life is a Privilege. It is composed by one of the most renowned poets, Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Through the poem, the poet is saying to be open to everything life brings, the good times and the challenges, and not to forget the privileges God gives us every single day, and moments which we might consider ordinary and keep waiting for something big. Everything and everyone we have are gifts to be cherished. Sometimes we don't value what we have, focusing more on challenges which might come our way. But that's life. We have to be strong, grateful, and positive. So let's listen to the poem. Life is a privilege. Its youthful days shine with the radiance of continuous means. To live, to breathe, to wonder and desire, to feed with dreams the heart's perpetual fire, to thrill with virtuous passion, and to glow with great ambition in 1 hour to know the depth and height of feeling. Oh God, how beautiful is youth. Life is a privilege, like a rare rose, the mysteries of a human mind unclose. What marvels lie in the earth and air and sea, and what stores of knowledge wait our opening key. What sunny roads of happiness lead out beyond the realms of indolence and doubt, and what large pleasures smile upon and bless the busy avenues of usefulness. Life is a privilege, though the noontide fades and shadows fall along the winding glades. Though joy blooms within the autumn air, yet the sweet scent of sympathy is there. Pale sorrow leads us closer to our kind, and in the serious hours of life we find depth in the soul of men, which lend a new worth and majesty to this brief span of earth. Life is a privilege. If some sad fate sends us alone to seek the exit gate, if men forsake us as shadows fall, still does the supreme privilege of all commend that reaching upward of the soul to find the welcoming presence at the goal, and in the knowledge that our feet have trod paths that lead from and must lead back to God. Thank you, everyone.
Here comes chess number 8.
Good afternoon, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. I am chess number 8. I am here to recite a poem, The Trees, written by Adrian Rich. Let's begin the poem. The trees are moving into the forest that was empty for all these days, where no birds could sit, no insects hide, no sun bury its feet in shadow. The forest that was empty for all these nights are going to be full of trees by the morning. All night, the roots work to disengage themselves from the cracks on the veranda floor. The leaves strain towards the glass. Small twigs stiff with exertions. Long crabbed boughs shuffling under the roof like newly discharged patients. Half dazed, moving in the clinic doors. I sit inside the veranda, writing long letters in which I barely mention the departure of forest from the house. The night is fresh, the moon shines, the sky is still open. The smell of leaves and lichens, like a voice, enters the room. My head is full of whispers, which tomorrow will be silent. Listen, the glass is breaking. The trees are stumbling forward all night to meet them. The moon is broken like a mirror. Its pieces flash now in the crown on the tallest oak. Thank you.
Please call, now I call chess number 4. He had some network issue.
Jisna, he will perform last. You continue calling chess number 9.
Yes, ma'am. Here comes chess number 9.
Good morning, everyone present here. Today, I'm going to be reciting a poem, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow world, and sorry, I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted well, though as for that, perhaps having the better claim. Thus for that perhaps having had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves. No step had been trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages since. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less trial by, and that has made all the differences. Thank you.
Next, we have chess number 10.
Greetings to all. Today I'm here to recite a poem, Seven Ages of Man, written by William Shakespeare. In this poem, Shakespeare considers life to a drama in which the person plays different roles as he progresses through various stages of life. All the world, a stage, and all the men and women, multipliers. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in its time plays many parts. His acts being seven ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arm. Then, the whining schoolboy with its hatchets and shining morning face, creeping like snails, unwillingly to school. And then, the lover, signing their front hands with a woeful ballad made to the mistress' eyebrow. Then the soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the poor, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the barber reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice in fair round bellies, with a good capon, with eyes severe and beard a formal cut, full of wise sauce and modern instance. And so he plays his part, the six agents, into the lean and slippered pantaloons, with spectacles on nose and pouch and sides. His youthful horse, well saved a world too wide, for a chang in his big manly voice, turning against childish turban, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, that ends his strange, evenful history, is set in childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Thank you.
Here comes chess number 11.
Good afternoon, respected judges and teachers. Today, I am going to recite the poem Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that maiden that lived we may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden, She lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child then. She was a child in the kingdom by the sea. But we laughed with a laugh that is more than love, I and my Annabel Lee. With a laugh that the winged stars of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven when envying her and me? Yes, that is the reason, as all men know in this kingdom by the sea, the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love, it was strong, by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we. And neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down on the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee. The stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so, of the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my in her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. Thank you.
Next, we have chess number 12.
Good afternoon, respected teachers, parents, judges, and my dear friends. Today, I'm going to recite the poem named Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. This poem is written by Robert Frost in 1922 and published in 1923 in his New Hampshire book. This poem describes the thoughts of a lone wagon driver passing at the nights of his travels towards snow falling from the woods, and ends by reminding himself to despise the loneliness of the view. He means that he has to travel long distances to reach his destination before he takes a good rest. So now let's begin. Whose woods these are? I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his hardness belts a shake to ask if there is some mistake. Slowly at the sound the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep. Thank you.
Here comes chess number 13.
A very good afternoon to all. Today, I'm here to recite the thought-provoking and inspirational poem, If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, not talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to, broken, and stoop and build them with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it in one ton of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve anew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there's nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all the men count on you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Thank you.
Next, we have chess number 14.
A warm greeting to respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today I am here to present a poetry whose title is Prince Drops, written by Rabindranath Tagore. The child who's decked with prince robes and who has jewel chains around his neck loses all pleasure in his play. His dress hampers him at every step, in fear that it may be frayed or stained with dust. He keeps insults from the world and is afraid even to move. Mother, it is no gain, thy bondage of finery. If it keeps one shade off from the healthful dust of the earth, if it drop one of the right entrance to the great common human life. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Here comes chess number 15.
Good afternoon, respected teachers and my dear friends. Today I am going to recite the poem, I Am the People, the Mob by Carl Sandburg. I am the people, the mob, the crowd, the mass. Do you know that all the great work of the world is done through me? I am the working man, the inventor, the maker of the world's food and clothes. I am the audience that witnesses history. The Napoleons come from me and the Lincolns. They die. And then I send forth more Napoleons and Lincolns. I am the seed ground. I am a prairie that will stand for much plowing. Terrible storms pass over me. I forget. The best of me is sucked out and wasted. I forget. Everything but death comes to me and make me work and give up what I have, and I forget. Sometimes I growl, shake myself and spatter a few red drops for the history to remember. Then I forget. When I, the people, learn to remember. When I, the people, use the lessons of yesterday and no longer forget who robbed me last year, who played me for a fool, and then no speaker in the world would say the name, the people, with a fleck of a sneer in his voice or any far-off smile with derision. The mob, the crowd, the mass will arrive then. Thank you.
Here comes chess number 16.
A very pleasant afternoon to all. Today, I'm going to recite the poem Daffodils, written by William Wordsworth. I wandered as lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in the never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what will the show to me had brought. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, the flash upon the inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. Thank you.
Next, we have chess number 17.
Success is all about determination, tenacity, perseverance, and willpower. Do not give up, especially when things are going wrong. There are seeds of success in every failure. That's why we must not quit. These are the words of John Greenleaf Whittier. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm going to recite a poem written by John Greenleaf Whittier. The name of the poem is Don't Quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the founts are low, the depths are high, you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bench, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is strange, with twists and turns, as every one of us may sometimes learn. And many a failure comes about when he would have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up, the pace seems low. You may succeed with another blow. Success is a failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the cloud of doubt. You may never know how close you are. It may be near, but it seems so far. So stick to the fight when you're the hardest hit. It's when things seem worst, you must not quit. For the sad words of the tongue or pen, the saddest are these, it might have been.
Here comes chess number 18.
Good afternoon, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I'm here to recite a poem, Seven Ages of Man, which is one of the most famous works of Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was an English playwright, poet, and an actor, widely regarded as the famous writer in the English language and world's greatest dramatist. Here is the poem. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange jokes and bearded like the part, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the baby reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly, with the good capon line, with eyes as severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and moral instances, and so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on his side. His youthful host will say all too what for his trunk shank, and his big manly voice turning again towards childish trouble. Tides and whistles in his sound. The last scene of all that ends this strange eventful history is seeking childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Thank you.
Next, we have chess number 19.
Good afternoon, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I'm going to recite a beautiful poem, Friends and Flatterers, written by William Shakespeare. Dear friends, please remember, good friends are hard to find, difficult to leave, and impossible to pocket. Here we go. Please enjoy my poem. Everyone that flatters thee is not a friend in misery. Words are easy like the wind. Faithful friends are hard to find. Every man will be thy friend, whilst those hasn't wherewith to spend. But if store of crowns be scant, no man shall supply thy want. If that one be prodigal, bountiful they will him call, and with such lucky flattering. Pity, but he were a king. But if fortune one be found, then farewell his great renew. They that found him before use his company no more. He that is thy friend indeed, he will help thee in thy need. If thou sorrow, he will weep. If thou's wake, he can't sleep. Thus of every grief in heart, he with thy death be appear. These are single sign to know, faithful friends, for flattering off. Everyone that flatters thee is not a friend in misery. The words are like the wind. Faithful friends are hard to find. Every man will be thy friend, whilst those hasn't wherewith to spend. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.
Next, we have chess number 20. Judges, please note chess number 20.
Good afternoon. Today I am here to present a poem titled Friendship. The author is anonymous. A friend is someone we turn to when our spirits need a lift. A friend is someone we treasure, for a friendship is a gift. A friend is someone who fills our lives with beauty, joy, and grace, and makes the world we live in a better and happier place. There is a miracle called friendship that dwells within the heart, and you don't know how it happens, and you don't know how it starts. But the happiness it brings you always gives a lift, and you realize that friendship is God's most precious gift. A friend is like a flower, a rose to be exact, or maybe like a brand new gate that never becomes unlatched. A friend is like an owl, both beautiful and wise, or perhaps a friend is like a ghost whose spirit never dies. A friend is like a heart that goes strong until the end. Where would we be in this world if we didn't have a friend? I'll appreciate the time I spend with you. I'll appreciate the love I receive. But I know we'll never drift apart with the memories that will never leave. So thanks for always being there. Thanks for always being you. Thanks for putting a smile on my face. Thanks, and I love you. Thank you.
Judges, please note, chess number 4 is here to recite as he had network issue. Chess number 4.
Good afternoon to one and all gathered here. Today I am going to recite a poem, The Night of the Scorpion by Nissim Ezekiel. Nissim Ezekiel was a very well-known Indian Jewish poet, actor, playwright, and a critic. He had a very rich understanding of Indian society's human relationships, as is evident in this classic poem. The poem depicts the selfless love of a mother who was stung by a scorpion. Night of the Scorpion by Nissim Ali. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. Hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Parting with his poison, flash of diabolic tail on the dark room, he risked the rain again. The peasants came like swarm flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. With candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud-baked walls. They searched for him, he not found. They licked their tongues with every movement that the scorpion made. His poison moved in mother's blood, they said. May he sit still, they said. May the sins of your previous birth be burnt away tonight, this. May your suffering decrease the misfortunes of your next birth, they said. May the sum of all evil balanced in this unreal world against the sum of good become diminished by your pain, they said. May the poison purify your flesh of desire and spirit of ambition, they said. And they sat around on the floor with my mother in the center. A piece of understanding on each face. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. My mother twisted through, moaning on a mat. My father, skeptic, rationalist, trying every curse and blessing, powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid. He even poured a little paraffin upon the bitten toe and put a match to it. I watched flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform rites to tame the poison and incantation. After 20 hours, it lost its sting, and my mother only said, "Thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children." Thank you.
Judges, please note, chess number 6 is here to recite as she had some network issue. Chess number 6.
It matters not what goal you seek, its secret here we possess. You've got to dig from week to week to get results or roses. By Edgar Albert Guest. Greetings to everyone present here. As the quote at the starting says, we shouldn't quit our goals, no matter what they are. Edgar Albert Guest was a British-born American poet. He was born in the year 1881 in Birmingham, England. He passed away in 1877. He became known as a people's poet. His poetry is really inspiring. His poetry often had an optimistic view for everyday life. So here I am with a poem by Edgar Albert Guest named Don't Quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. But don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many a fellow turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up though, the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often, the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late when the night came down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And when you never can tell how close you are, it may be near where it seems afar. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worst, you must not quit. Thank you.
May I request Tina Thomas ma'am to give your valuable suggestion.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
All right, let me just change my view over here. I can only see myself. Yes, better. Can you all switch on your cameras, please, if that's fine? Teachers, yes. I just want to say it was a wonderful event. All right. I really feel honored, to share all of the extraordinary performances. And I would say that all of you, all the participants proved that each one of you is a winner, okay? Being number one or coming in second position is not what's important. Just being here, taking part itself shows that you are a winner, all right? Okay, so whether you win or lose, please do not be disheartened. I think, I really enjoyed the afternoon. I was amazed at the quality that each one of you put into your presentations. Choosing a winner was tough. I'm sure the other judges would agree with me. Choosing a winner was really tough. Everyone excelled in their own different ways. So I would like to congratulate all the students who took part, and I wish all of you the very best for your future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I request Subbalakshmi ma'am to give your valuable suggestion.
Ma'am, you are in mute.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Actually, I told that. I hope I'm clear now. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, first of all, good afternoon to all my dear students and teachers. And first of all, congratulations to all the contestants who participated enthusiastically, and also to the teachers who have trained the students so well. So actually, as we know that presentation is about conveying a poem's sense with its language. I must say I was extremely impressed by the way the students had recited it, all the poems. Everyone have done their best. As ma'am told, it was totally difficult for us to judge, to find out who is the best. All have done the best. So it was an outstanding performance by all. That's all I want to tell. Thank you, children.
Thank you, ma'am. We would like to know the feedback from Marirama Gomes ma'am.
Well, to begin with, my heartiest congratulations to all the participants. Okay, and while I was watching all the students, it was very obvious how much fun all of you were having while you all were delivering. So that was an immense pleasure to watch. And not just that, I did follow the clear diction and the expression that you all used. The convey your individual pieces. Okay. And I must congratulate the team and the teachers and the staff involved, because the pace of this competition was carried off excellently. Okay. And the little attention that you all paid to all the little, minute nuances and details was excellent. So once again, congratulations, students, and my best wishes for the results. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All of you are requested to turn on your camera for a photograph. Thank you all. Over to Parijat for vote of thanks.
Thank you, Jisna. Good afternoon, respected members of the school management, principal, distinguished judges, and my dear friends. It gives me immense pleasure to propose the vote of thanks on the closing of this competition. Let me take this opportunity to express our gratitude to the judges who have spent their valuable time to assess the performance of the participants in the event. Thank you, dear members of the jury, for sparing your valuable time. I keep on record our indebtedness to the school management committee for their support. We offer our sincere gratitude to the principal, CCA team Pushkala ma'am and Teresa ma'am for their guidance. I express deep gratitude to the teacher in charge Meera ma'am, IT support Samir sir, and timekeeper Deepa ma'am. I thank each and every parent for their support. Last but not the least, let me thank my friends for their active participation. Thank you.
Thank you all. With this, we come to the end of this program. Thank you all. You can leave now. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.